just as the furnace kicks in. Sorry. Hang on. I want to say this is not a gimmick. Like, I started this in like 2 or 3 videos again. This is my 10 by 14 amber Vistalite rack tom on my bottom kit that I put up this high. What happened at first is it came, I only have a snare stand available for it because I haven't put the rail on yet because I'm lazy, but I will get to that. I know that's killing a lot of people. Sorry, Wally, I swear to God I'll have it soon. Wally Dallenbach, man, good man. Anyway, so, I don't know, I got these little marks on there. Shit. What I really decided to do, and I'm serious, because when I realize when I play sometimes, especially if I haven't played for a long time, watch the volume here. Okay, get ready. Watch your ears. My left hand that has a tremor, I mean, for those who kind of really watch my videos, I have a tremor. But what I'm going to try to do, and I'm dead serious here, I'm going to try and meditate. I'm going to give it a shot. You never know. You know what I mean? Meditate is part of a balanced diet to see if I can get control or more control of the left hand. Now, again, I'm dead serious about this. I do think I have tremors like this because I know, and a lot of people might laugh now when they hear this, and it's probably funny. But I really, really did eat lead paint chips. I did. We grew up in a big old house in Anytown, USA. And we had, the house had probably last been painted, I would guess, 20 years before, okay? So this would be 1973, so 1953. And of course, paint in those days was chock full of lead. And lead chips were almost like eating, I remember at the time. They were sweet in a weird way. It was like eating a harder, less sweet, like sweet tart, kinda. That almost had a little bit of like a milky frickin', you know when you first put a Tic Tac in your mouth, how it almost tastes creamy, milky, and then the mint comes along? Like that, I swear to God, I know it's funny. Anyway, so my tremor. So what I decided to do, especially if I don't play for a long time, my left hand feels a little kind of lazy, I guess. So like when I find myself doing backbeats, like there's not a lot of power there. And I just feel like I'm kind of just smacking it, you know? Or hitting way too light, too. Like. So I figured as a part of this regimen as applies to the drum kit, I'm literally just raising this up just to give the left arm at least a little more tension. I mean, my right arm will too. But my right arm's used to kind of going up here from hitting this crash, right? It's no big deal for the right arm. But my left arm, sometimes I will be like, but not often. But here, because I can be like, if I do those single strokes, remember single strokes are the foundation of all drumming everywhere all the time. Because you only have 2 sides, your left side, right side. So, the more I just do it, my left arm will just figure out a way to get a little stronger and more adept at doing it, which I'm hoping then will then back to maybe a little more control for my backbeats. Or just my technique in general, which I know is, see, part of the thing about flutists is, God love flutists. He's like technique king. He'll sit there, it doesn't even occur to him that there's no anxiety with him, like when a buzz rolls along. Like for me, there's like a first like 10 or 15 seconds where my buzz is so bad for my shit. He'll just, you know, he's one of these guys that's just like, yes, you know, it's oh, like that? Well, you just go, you know what I mean? And then they do like the crazy, then they'll play like a bop beat for a minute that sounds just like a 1950s record. And I'm kind of like, here, George, let me sit down. You know what I mean? So, anyway, watching George too has really motivated me to really try stuff. And I know, I mean, people I'm sure do stuff like this. I do remember too from my technique, I notice that when I play I have a lot of this. And I want to try and get it more, my swinging the stick while keeping this a plane like this, which really seems to be what a lot of real fast single players do. Like you never usually ever in fast singles see this. It's always like a real relaxed. So doing this almost makes me do sort of like who is that? Keith Moon did that sometimes. Like, maybe his teacher told him to do that for technique. But I can just sit and do singles. But again, playing around. So that's why that tom is up there. That's why a lot of people are like, really, why is that there? They think it's a gimmick, or they're like, why? They really want to know. So that's what I'm doing. Again, what happened was, to get back to the story I started 11 minutes ago, is I had a small Thomas snare stand that had a pretty long shaft for the basket, but the stand itself was really low, like a little tripod. So I got my Gibraltar stand over that has the same hole diameter of the shaft of the snare stand, but I thought it would go lower than that. And it just ended up there. I didn't have a chance to put it back for a day, and I started doing it, and like, what? It was like serendipitous. Okay, so that's why. Okay, so the George and Terry Zeppelin Bonham drum channel still coming along. What I'm going to do, there's going to be, I think, some times where I will use my iPhone, but I have a thing that I bought to hold it for the George and Terry videos. I got to get that out of the way. Sorry about that. That's been there the whole frickin' time. Sorry. I don't even notice it. I'm terribly, and that is the last time that will be in the way. If I can get a way to, like, swing down this condenser mic from the ceiling. God, imagine how freaking cool it'd be if it was like Rocky. Where like the microphone comes down at the end, when the microphone comes up the rope at the camera. It's so funny, man. This is so freaking gritty 70s. Did you ever notice that in a movie today anyway, they would have cut that film like a quarter of a second earlier, because the camera sort of goes bink a little bit. Watch Rocky. Anyway, but if I was like here, and it was like this, if I was just like, and I was like, yeah, that's what we're going to do. And I let go, and it would just go like up about a foot. I'm serious. So anyway, the Gibraltar stand. So it stayed up there. I'm working on it here. George Flutist videos. Technique back. iPhone. The holder. So the neat thing about the iPhone is, surprisingly, that sound is good, as we know. I mean, maybe everybody knows this. I didn't know that. It really came across. The drums came across almost exactly how they heard in the room, how they sounded in the room. Now, they definitely sound better with this, right? But my concern is, if we're having a true get into it video about Zeppelin that we can all virtually take part of, I want to be walking around I'm really a freakazoid. Like, I really get worked up about this stuff. See, that's the thing, too, which is a little embarrassing. Like, when I watch videos with flutists, I'm fawning and freaking out about Zeppelin. I realize, like, oh my God, it's like hearing your voice for the first time on the answering machine. Like, that's actually really me, at least when I'm talking about Zepp. Oh my God. Anyway, so I'm going to get the rail console out on here too. I got the handheld. I wanted to get to the microphone of the iPhone. It really picks up the drums very well, but also everybody in the room. It's sort of like a good Omni mic. Like, more so than this. This will pick up the drums great, but if I'm off 10 feet, it won't really pick it up. So, more videos on the way. More drum covers. George and Terry thing coming along. George had to run out of town. Remember, he's a professional. So he's out of town, man. Taking care of biz. Drumming. And so that's it. Some more videos on the way. And if I have any updates on the flutist, Keating, Bonzoleum, we should call it like Flutoleum. Or Floonbon, or not. But if anybody also, too, has any word on the Peisty Wiki, there's a Peisty unofficial wiki. There's tons of info, especially what everyone craves is like the old information, like the old lines and the weights and everything. So anybody get a hold of that fella or lady, and just get hold of me at bonzoleum@gmail.com, and if it's really, really him, I'll send him $100. Like, we really want this thing back up, so I know it costs money to do that, but I'll give you $100 if you truly can prove yourself as the actual person that intends on putting the site back up. All right, so thank you. Hang on. I won't Lately I've been, you can click off. I'm sorry about the noise. Ugh. Oops. Hang on. So now I'm tilting the axis back here, aiming it more or less. This is a little bonus for those who haven't clicked off yet. It's pretty much right above my head. You got to be careful not to smack it, but you really get a great sound. So get ready on your volume. Maybe turn it on just 21%, and here we go. Ooh, hang on. I always think at the last minute of a fill that I really... But that has to stay in time. This is a quick... This is like a bonus at the end. At least for me, because I'm working on my new stuff. I'm going in the studio soon. I'll make a special... Well, I'll talk about it right now. Going in the studio, I've always wanted to do this. I'm going to set up my drums so the sound is terrific. I'm going to sing all the melodies live. I'm going to create songs live. Like maybe eventually I'll be able to do it live here in a video. But for now, I just need to see if mechanically how much work it's going to be to get like a bass player and a keyboard player to really sit in my drum pocket I'm going to create while I write a song while I'm singing. So thanks again for watching. More videos on the way.